I'm Mario Vilella from Spain. My best ranking, I think it was 156. 156. Nice, that's it, not bad. And yeah, right now I don't have ranking, I think, a few points only. I got into tennis when I was really young, like 3 years old, 4. My dad really liked tennis, and he used to play a little bit in the weekends and do some lessons, play a lot with the friends, so he put me there.
When did you first realize that there was a chance for you to go professional?
I don't think that it was a moment I realized, no? I think I was practicing when I was young, and then I was good in my age. After with 13, I decided to move to Juan Carlos Ferrero Academy, and I started practicing there. And my parents couldn't pay the expenses, and they started helping me. So there, I guess, I knew I had possibilities. And then, yeah, I had a lot of hard moments during my career, you know. I was struggling with tennis so many times, so it was always like go, stopping, going back. So yeah, I always knew I had possibilities and my tennis was good to be a professional.
And you mentioned, the financial struggles when it comes to tennis. Was there a lot of pressure coming from the people around you to succeed and become a pro?
I don't think there was a lot of pressure from the people around, no? Like my parents, they were quite okay, I think, to be a parent, you know. I see many people where they are pushing a lot and trying to push you through somewhere you don't want, but my parents were quite good, you know. And where I was practicing, of course, I feel a little bit of pressure, but because there were people like paying for my things, you know, and taking care of me. And sometimes I was not the best example, you know, of a tennis player. So that was difficult because I could see that, and inside of you, you want to be good and you want to do the best you can, but another part of you is like wanting to do other things. So it's like a conflict there. But yeah, I think I had a good environment from my coaches and family. Yeah.
You speak of the environment in your academy, and you've been to a few different academies throughout your career. What were the main differences when it comes to the approach towards tennis?
Yeah, actually I've been in Ferrero Academy, I've been for like 12 years. Then I moved 1 year to my city in Elche and then come here the last 2 years with Pepe. But I saw many academies and I see it now from a bit of perspective, and yeah, like normally I feel the coaches like they get too much into it, you know. It's a lot of pressure from the sometimes family, from the coaches, from the academy. You have to do everything so perfect, but at the same time there is not a development internally. So in my case, example, I can talk about my case. I was very frustrated emotionally. I was expressing a lot of my feelings on the court. So sometimes that's not good for tennis, you know, like a gentleman sport to break rackets or to scream. And I couldn't handle that, you know. So I think in the way they were taking care of it in where I was practicing, it was not the best way for me, no. Now looking from perspective now, and yeah, they didn't have more tools to help me, you know. So yeah, I'm grateful for these people I had around all my life, but sometimes that's why I came here, you know, the last 2 years, because I was trying to find something else that could help my emotions to be understand, you know, to understand my emotions and my feelings.
You speak of breaking rackets and emotions, and you have a pretty famous racket break. It's very easy to look at that and judge you from the outside, but what was going on in your mind at the time? What were the stakes of that point?
Yeah, actually, the moment in my career, that moment, it was pretty normal. Like for me, just it was one more racket. I break so many rackets during my career, and I think many tennis players also, you know. But this was, yeah, like important because it became very viral on the net. So a lot of comments. The TV come to my house to do interview, and I was like, what is this, you know? But yeah, had an impact. Had an impact and made me see like how it's working. No, the internet and the people likes to see these kind of things. You know, it's like they complain, but at the same time, it's what they want to see. Like I don't know, curious or people like make a lot of travel on the court. You know, people love to see that. But at the same time, they say no, we don't want to see that. But I think it's what they like.
And throughout your years on the tour, you've spent time on the court and off the court with a lot of different people, personalities. Who was someone that struck you as special or someone that left an impression?
Thinking back, I connect a lot with, now is one of my best friends, Santiago Giraldo. Yeah, and it was special in the way of internally, to find someone that I could connect and I could express my feeling, and he was playing in the top level, you know, and be understand. Because yeah, I meet a lot of tennis players, but it was always very superficial, you know, and yeah, they give you good comments. Of course, they have a lot of knowledge about tennis, but it was missing something there, you know. And when I met Santi, yeah, like something changed. We became really good friends, and I could explore tennis from another perspective.
You also spoke before of the pressures when it comes to competing in tennis. Is there anything regarding that you wish more people knew?
Yeah, there is, I think, a lot of things you can show, no, about tennis, like any other things. Like it have a lot of nice things, but a lot of not that good things, you know. But always people just see when you are hitting the ball on the court, you know. But that's not the only thing. You know, it seems like the most important, but in the back there is a lot of anger, a lot of pressure from I don't know, people, from sponsors, from the parents, from many things, you know. A lot of depression also. Like most of the tennis players are depressed. We don't have help for that, you know. Yeah, and we are working with psychologists, with this, with that, but the thing is we are playing almost the whole year, traveling and hitting the ball every day. Normally we don't have like a life. You cannot be a teenager, yeah. So it's a lot of things there, man, and we don't see that part, you know.
How did you balance trying to have a personal life whilst also at the same
Yeah.
time compete at the highest level?
Yeah, for me, I was kind of lucky because I was living in the academy like 1 hour from home. So the weekends I could go home and hang out with my friends. But obviously you lose kind of your friends, no? When you move to school to practice tennis, I think to all the tennis players or people who do sport happen this. So it's difficult. At the same time, they start going out, doing things that you can. They start smoking, and you want to try, but you can't. They start drinking, and you want to try it also, no? Yeah. So in my case, I was really stubborn, and I don't like to to do what people tell me if I feel other things. So I was doing other things also. That's why it was difficult for me because I was trying weed with 16. I was trying alcohol. I was not like smoking every day, but once in a while, you know, I want to try this, I want to try the other thing. And I think it's people have to, if they feel to do something, they have to try, man. It's the way, because after I see people like, they don't do anything, and with 25, they didn't went out in his life, and they start going out and going like crazy, and wow, what is that, you know? And I feel if you experience when you have to and when you feel to, with consciousness, then it's better for your life because you got that experience and it's something that you really wanted to do it. If you don't want to do it, it's perfect, don't do it. But if you feel to do it, yeah, I think, and you are not doing it, it's a problem there.
There's a lot of players that take breaks in their early 20s. You think what you just mentioned is a factor into this?
Yeah, I think it's one of the main reasons can be. Of course, there could be a lot, no? There is many things. They got burned out because they are traveling a lot, or they are not feeling good, or injuries, mental health, you know. But I think this is one of them, no? Because when you start practicing with 13, 14, with a lot of intensity, you don't hang out with your friends, you don't go out. So these experiences, some people want to experience them and they can't. They are held from the family, from the coaches, like, no, don't do this, don't do this. And then you go out and it's like, holy shit, I'm going out and tomorrow I have to practice. So you don't fully experience them, you know? So for sure that there is something there. That's why people have these breaks, you know, during this period of time.
Competing in tennis can seem like a dream career, and yet a lot of people and players are facing mental health struggles, anxiety, depression. Do you also think that that's because of the dire financial situation that comes with competing on the Challenger Tour?
Yeah, I think it's a big part of a tennis player, no? The financial. There is, if I see myself and around a circle with many different things can help my mental health or my developing as a tennis player, financial money is a big thing. So if you are struggling with it, of course you have it in your mind. Of course, when you are playing a match and you are there to win like a couple hundred or a couple thousand more, you feel that the tightness is there. You know what I mean? And some players feel it more than others. That's natural, you know. But of course, there is a big thing, and I think depends the country you are from, depends the possibilities. You have like a big percentage of achieve it. You have, of course, I don't know how many percent, but you have more possibilities. Of course, if you can travel, I don't know, you have more money. You can travel with coach. You can travel with your friend, with the physio. You know, so it's a big thing. Yeah.
Do you think the public has a wrong idea on how much a tennis player in the 100 to 200 region can earn?
Yeah, because yeah, for sure. Because sometimes I don't know, they go on internet. Let's see how much money this guy make. He's 200 in the world. I can talk about in my case. And 1 year or two, I make a good money. You know, I don't know, 150. My best year, I think, or a bit more, because I did good in the Grand Slam. But then I earn this money at the end of the year. I have to pay taxes here in Spain. That is like something crazy, like 40 something percent. Then I have to pay my coach every month if I have only coach. Then I have to pay the travels, the food and everything. Then if someone come with me also in the tournament, so it's a lot of money. So from that 150 at the end, you don't have not even the half, less than the half. So it's like, you know, people see that on the internet, but it's like much more less.
Now that you've stopped competing, how do you feel about the sport?
I feel pretty good, pretty good. Like it was easy for me, I think, to make peace with it, you know, to be calm with it. Because I stopped last year playing, but the year before I played just a little bit, and I feel pretty calm, you know. I come to practice sometimes, and I enjoy a lot. I love hitting. For me, it was more struggling the competition, you know, and the intensity. But I'm really in peace at it. Also, I look at the highlights. I watch the highlights of the tournaments, big tournaments, to see how people is doing a little bit for fun, and yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Do you ever feel like going back to play?
Competing like the tour, no, I don't feel. Maybe I don't know in the future. You never know, but I feel pretty sure I'm not gonna go back and compete like for a long period of time. I don't know, maybe a tournament. They give me a wildcard in a challenger or something here, and I play. No, that would be nice. But I'm still playing team matches in some countries, so for me that's I think is enough competition.
Has your life gotten better since you stopped competing?
I don't know if to call it better, but it gives me the chance to have a lot of time for myself, and that I think is quality. So a lot of quality. So I can explore the parts I couldn't with tennis, you know. But it's not easy because you have to make your life through that path. Because also it's the path of okay, I stop playing, I'm going to work right now. But now it's been a year since I stopped, which I didn't work as much. I have little jobs and helping, like aspiring and doing some things that I could do it, you know, and keep living my life. So yeah, it gave me a lot of time, and I think this is a big thing. Yeah.
For a lot of players, playing and practicing can sometimes be even therapeutic. They're just hitting the ball and they're letting their emotions go. What has replaced that for you?
Yeah, I think I love sport. So I'm still doing it a lot of sport. Like I'm running the mountains. Like I have a lot of connection with the mountain. Man, I go in winter in the river and I go in, you know, cold water. I go to yoga. I don't know. I still play tennis sometimes. So I'm kind of moving all the time. And I try to move because it feels so good for me, like to do a sport, you know. If it's a day where I don't do a sport, I feel like agitated. You know, I have a lot of energy, so I have to canalize it and put it somewhere. So, yeah, sport I think is unbelievable, man, because you put the energy there and it's like a transformation, like, and yeah, I love it, man.
Looking back at your career,
Mm.
is there any point that stands out as a highlight of it? And maybe what was the low point?
Yeah, I will start. Low point. I don't think there is really a low point that I can tell you. You know, like oh, this was my deepest. No, I think I had many of those during my career. I was stopping playing for 3 months. Then I remember I stopped for like 9 months and I was working a little bit. After I came back, you know, then stopping another month. So times like that. So I think that was my lowest with tennis, also with my life because it was very connected. And then my highest professionally, I think was the last 2 years ago in the tour, because it's when I felt more freedom in my game, in my personality. Like I think I practiced during all my career very hard, you know, like oh, very intense in my mind, the way of playing tennis, and then I came here with Pepe and tried to understand myself a little bit more to work on myself. And then I took this tennis I had from before with this kind of new mentality or yeah, new approach to the emotions, and I put it together, and I really felt pretty good. You know, playing at a level and harmony, I feel very good. So I think that was my highest. But I could do it. I feel also because before also I practice a lot, so I could take these both things and make it one at some point, not all the time, but at some matches I felt like really good. You know. So yeah, I don't know which was the question, but yeah, I think it's the. No.
I think you answered it perfectly.